Hi, my name is Teresa, and you're here at the Timeless Women channel. Why do we call it Timeless Women? Because we do not have an expiration date. Our sun is not setting, it is rising. Do the things you want to do now at middle age and beyond because you have plenty of time. Now is the time to start living your life. That's why I created this channel, to share things with you so you can do just that. So I don't know about you, but I have a big TikTok time waster. I could have had multiple degrees. Damn, I could have been a doctor for the amount of time that I spent on TikTok. And that's something I'm going to change. I say that every day, but I don't. Because I do learn a lot. And I cry sometimes because I see people giving money away to homeless, or I'll see people whose children have passed. And it's an emotional roller coaster in that damn thing. But it also teaches me things that I didn't know. And also does another thing, which is fear of missing out. And that thing, fear of missing out for me, is, you know how you get on an algorithm, and once you get on an algorithm, and even here on YouTube, they just show you that over and over and over, and you know, the longer you watch, the more they're going to show you more of those videos, and the more you heart and like those videos, the more you're going to get them. And so now I'm on this damn rabbit hole of peptides, and I guess they're intravenously, you put them in you inject them in your stomach, and there's like peptide stacks, and they're supposed to make you look younger and have more energy, and they're supposed to take the fat off your body, and you're supposed to feel like you are 21 again or 25, and it's supposed to be a game changer. And so when I started doing the research, because I'm like anyone else, I want to feel 25 again. I want to feel that pep in my step. I'm going to be 60 in January 2026, and I'm getting a little tired, man. I really am. I don't have the energy I used to have, and it really pisses me the hell off because I never wanted to get here. I always said I will never be old, and I don't want to let the old woman in, but she's knocking at the damn door. So are peptides good? Are they something that we should do? And going through the research, this is what I found. So many of the peptides that people may be pushing or using or whatever, they are created in a lab, and they're supposedly for research purposes only. And a lot of them are not FDA approved. So there are a few of them that are FDA approved for certain situations. And I'm going to go ahead and read my notes. It says prescriptions like it's BPC 157, TB 500. I mean, who knows what that is? If you do it yourself, it's not good. They're approved for specific medical conditions, but they are required to have a prescription. So if you get peptides online or through these membership sites or whatever, because they're selling them everywhere, it is illegal. Because you have to be monitored by a doctor, because you could have blood sugar issues, you could have liver issues, you could have, let me look at some other notes here, you could have insulin issues. There are all kinds of things that could happen to you, and some of them you have to cycle. You can't just do them straight. And then how do you know if you're like at 0.05, I don't know, but 0.05, then you need to go up to 1, like semaglutide. That starts you out, like I'm not on it, haven't been on it, but damn it, if I get any fatter, I think I might. But like 0.25 or 0.5, and then you go up to 1 and blah, blah, blah. And that's, they know that works, and those are FDA approved. So, but things like they're saying, like take these peptides, just inject them, and you will look younger, feel great, and all that. I wouldn't do that. I've also found some articles, and do your own research, and where it says that maybe they can increase cancer. Now, I'm sure, I don't know this, but I don't know why I'm saying I'm sure, but I'm thinking that maybe they could increase the chances. Like say you take anabolic steroids or whatever, and you're doing steroids, and you're getting bigger and all that kind of stuff. I don't think the steroids cause cancer, but I think if you have a low growing cancer at some point while you're on these things, they can create a fire. And that cancer can grow. Where it might have stayed really low for years and years and years or decades, you might turn it on by taking these peptides, especially if they're not regulated and they're not monitored, and you don't really know how to take them. Because you can buy any damn thing right now, anything, on the internet, on platforms, and you can buy them. How do I know that? Because I click through and it says, give me your age, your name, your birth date, and how are you feeling, and why do you want to do this? Okay, that's good enough. You are prescribed. I'm like, oh no, I don't think so. I want to wait till they get more mainstream, till my doctor can get a hold of them, and he actually knows, because I have some good doctors, and they both don't really know about a lot of things. I have to actually educate them, just a little bit, a little bit. I mean, I'm not, completely educated, but I have to tell them about things. So I don't think that we should take peptides without a doctor, and the side effects can, cause hormonal imbalances, allergic reactions. I have severe allergic reactions. I have an autoimmune disease, so I can't put hair dye in my hair. It makes systemic reaction where I have to take an epi shot. I can't put chemicals on my skin without it breaking out in hives. I can't eat certain food. I can't wear perfume. It just makes my whole body hives again. Now, could you imagine if someone, and even if you didn't know that you had an allergy to something, you go and you take a peptide, what would that do? Really, honestly, what would that do if you had an allergic reaction, and how would you handle it? So there's a lot of side effects, and of course, there's a gray market in peptides we have to be very careful about, because who's really selling these, I mean, what are you really injecting in your body? We don't know. We don't know without being actually prescribed, and that's what the FDA, decides what's in there, and that's why you have a pharmacist, and it's controlled. And anybody can sell you stuff and mail it to you. Think about injecting that stuff. Having a functional medicine doctor is probably going to be the right step. So look in your area and find one that knows about peptides and go to them. Just like anything else, just like semaglutide, everybody was afraid of it for losing weight. It was only for diabetics, but no, and then people are like, what's the long-term effects? Well, actually, the long-term effects, they actually are less inflammation, less weight gain. People that used to be addicted to drugs and alcohol, they don't drink as much or at all, because it lowers that feeling. I think it's a dopamine or whatever, that feeling that you feel, this great feeling of getting high or drinking or eating. It lowers that, and that's how it works. It stops the food noise, maybe the addiction noise, and all that long term is better. So maybe these peptides are good, and maybe they will be, but again, don't take them if you don't have them through a doctor, a functional medicine doctor, a hormone doctor, because you really don't know what the hell you're going to be injecting in your body. And look at you now, you're perfect, and this is great. And one day we'll look back in 10 years and we'll go, damn, I looked and felt better than I thought I did, and why did, if I took this peptide, wasn't, I went down and got it illegally, and look what it might have done to you. Don't take that risk. And there'll be a lot of people that are going to friggin' hate me for this video, and that's okay, because I too want to be 25, and I too want to take a damn injection and go, wow. But what is that movie where Meryl Streep and the other lady, Goldie Hawn, they want to live forever, and then you get that injection or they drink that potion, and then they can't die. They cannot die. Okay, I know that's not what's going to happen with peptides, but you see, we don't know what's going to happen to them. And so, like the semaglutide, now that it's safe, we're going to get even pills, and everyone's going to have access to it. And I think that all the peptide stuff is going to die down, and the real ones are going to come forward, and those are the ones the doctors are actually going to prescribe to you, and those are the ones that are going to be beneficial, and the FDA will start approving them, and that's how it's going to work. But again, be very careful buying peptides and DIYing them, because you never know what you're injecting in your body. So I hope that helps. Talk to you next time.